What's up, my Mind Your Money business folks? It's me yet again with another video on today's stock market, which is doing a lot better, right? The stock market at this point is like a toxic relationship. It's like you want to leave it alone, but you can't. And you have your good days and your bad days. And on the bad days, it's really bad. And on the good days, they're really good. And sometimes it's worth sticking with. I don't know if that's a great analogy, but either way, the NASDAQ leads a broad rally as the market cheer Fed interest rate decisions. So more than likely, the rates are not going to change anytime soon. So let's see what the news is saying about the market. So it says the U.S. stocks rallied on Wednesday after the Federal Reserve held interest rates steady, retained its forecast for 2 rate cuts this year, and revised its economic projections in what some commentators called a dovish announcement from the central bank. Okay, so near 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the NASDAQ composite was up more than 2%, leading gains. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 480 points, or 1.1%, and the S&P 500 gained 1.4%. I think the market's about to close in 1 minute. The Fed's announcement on Wednesday comes as the economy deals with uncertainty of tariff risk this year, with Fed Chair Jerome Powell saying in a press conference he expects inflation impacts from tariffs are likely to be transitory, while recession's risks remain low. So we're not in a recession, right? That's a good thing. Are we? Anyway, so with rate cuts seen as off the table for March, the focus was on the dot plot, where Fed officials think rates will move next, and on Chair Jerome Powell's press conference to set expectations for future easing. So Wednesday's announcement reveals few changes from December's outlook, with 9 Fed officials looking for 2 interest rate cuts this year, while 8 see there likely being only 1 cut or fewer. This year may not be a great year in the market, right? I take that back. I'm going to remain optimistic. Either way, the central bank did revise down its expectations for economic growth while revising up its forecast for inflation this year, perhaps lowering the bar for additional rate cuts should inflation rise less than forecast. Okay, in high focus on Wednesday was the Fed's view of how Trump's trade, immigration, and other policies will impact the economy, inflation, and the labor market in particular. It comes as investors increasingly worry about U.S. growth. So just know all these things, the tariffs, immigration, whatever policy is going to be set, along with other policies within the U.S. government, it is going to affect the market. So you have to be aware of these things, and again, continue to dollar cost average into the market, because nothing remains the same. What goes up must come down sometimes, but it always goes back up. At least the market. Okay. Ask about these impacts, Powell said. It's going to be very difficult to have a precise assessment of how much of inflation is coming from tariffs and from other sources. Okay. In individual names, Nvidia stock rose more than 3.5%, set to recoup some of Tuesday tech rout losses as GTC-linked headlines rolled in. Meanwhile, Tesla shares also rebounded more than 6% as Cantor Fitzgerald upgraded the stock to a buy rating. Yeah, just think about this. Tesla was up to like $400 and now it's down to $200. So I always say buy the dip of good growth stocks. So that is it for the news. So let's see what's happening, or what did happen today in the market. It just closed. Okay, Broadcom gained 3.5% today, closing out at $195.33, which is a gain of $6.66 for the day. Palantir, let me refresh this. Give me a second. Palantir gained 2.63%. My information technology ETF FTEC gained 1.43%. My S&P 500 ETF SPLG gained 1.03%. Again, NVIDIA came up today. 1.81% is what it closed out as. What else? Tesla actually closed out at 4.68%, gaining $10.55 today. So that's good. Again, buy the dip, people. Continue to dollar cost average, budget, have your set amount of money that you can afford to invest. If you're not investing your own money, consult with a financial advisor and have him or her invest your money for you. Let them do the research. But again, like I always say in every video, you need to lower your debt to income ratio. You need to get out of debt. When you are in debt, you are a slave to whoever lent. You are a slave. You are a slave to the lender. You know, you have to pay them back. And if you don't pay them back, there are repercussions for non-payment. You know, it can sour relationships. It can have your things repossessed or foreclosed on. And that sucks. It jacks up this credit score that we're given, right? So get out of debt. You know, you need to have full control over your money. Why are you working so hard for something that you have no control over? It makes no sense. If you're not making enough money, you may have to get additional work or learn a new skill to get a higher paying job. So yeah, so that's it. So like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think. If you think anything at all, think, people. Think. Mind your money business. You know, do your own research. Turn the TV off. Stop paying so much attention to other people, places, and things, and focus on you. Mind your business. Mind your money business, right? So yeah. Oh, disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I pretending to be one. So any and all information on my channel is for entertainment purposes only and reflects my opinion. So please consult with a financial advisor before you invest any of your money. So you guys have a blessed day. Hopefully you are investing. You're not straddling the fence. You're not trying to time the market. You're in the market. Have a blessed day.